Here's the phrase that trips most travelers. If you can spill it, spread it, spray it, pump it, or pour it, it's a liquid. That definition is incredibly broad, and it's the number one reason your food gets tossed. They don't see food versus toiletries, they just see solid versus liquid-like. With the advanced CT scanners that can see right through your bag, there's no gray area. I've spent years navigating these rules as a frequent traveler, and I've seen it all. I learned the hard way, so you don't have to. We're going to break down the top 10 most confiscated foods, why they get flagged, and the genius workarounds for each. And trust me, stay tuned for number one on this list is the most common and heartbreaking mistakes travelers make. Let's start with number 10, baked goods with creamy or jelly fillings. Plain cakes and cookies are fine, but donuts or cupcakes with gooey center or thick spreadable frosting is risky. Jelly and frosting are treated as gels or pastes. Bring these items and the TSA agent pulls it aside for additional screening. They scan it and ultimately tell you the filling is a gel, and into the trash it goes. While the TSA officially says solid cakes and pies are allowed, they're also subject to more screening, and the final call is always up to the agent on duty. If they decide that filling looks too much like a gel, it's gone. The smart alternative. This is an easy fix. Go for solid baked goods such as muffins, banana bread, croissants without filling, or cookies and brownies. These will go through the X-ray without a second thought. If you must bring that sweet filling, pack it separately in a travel-size 3.4-ounce container and pop it in your clear liquids bag. Or even better, buy a plain muffin and a single-serving jam packet to add after you clear security. Problem solved. Number 9. Ice packs, gel packs, and partially melted frozen foods. This one is all about timing and temperature. Lots of travelers, especially those with kids or medical needs, use ice packs to keep things cool. And here's the surprising rule. You can bring frozen items through security. The TSA states that as long as an item is frozen solid when it goes through the scanner, it's good to go. This applies to gel packs, frozen foods, and even frozen liquids. The problem, but here's the million-dollar question. What happens if it melts? The moment that ice pack becomes slushy or has any visible liquid, it's no longer a solid. It instantly becomes a liquid and is now subject to the 3.4-ounce limit. Considering long security lines and airport delays, betting that your pack will stay perfectly frozen is a massive gamble. I've seen countless parents have to dump entire coolers of food because an ice pack got a little soft. The smart alternative and exceptions. The huge exception here is for medical needs and food for infants and toddlers. Ice packs and gel packs are allowed in quantities over 3.4 ounces to keep formula, breast milk, and necessary medications cool, even they're partially melted. You just have to declare these to the TSA officer for separate inspection. For everyone else, the best hack is to use the food itself as the ice pack. Freeze a solid sandwich or a block of cheese. It'll stay cold for hours, and of course you can eat it. Next, number 8. Deli meats, fresh meats, and seafood with liquids. Here, the enemy isn't the meat, it's the moisture. A simple piece of cooked steak or some dry-cured salami is usually fine for domestic travel. The trouble starts when meat and seafood are packed in liquid, juice, or brine. That container of shrimp in cocktail sauce or that fresh mozzarella floating in water will get your bag flagged instantly. The liquid is the problem, and it falls under the 3-1-1 rule. The problem. You packed a healthy lunch of sliced turkey from the deli, but it's packed in juices. Scanners are far more likely to flag it for excess moisture, making it liquid-like. It's over 3.4 ounces, so it's trash. The same goes for raw meat or seafood, which can also trigger extra screening. The smart alternative, the simple solution is to go dry. Beef jerky, turkey jerky, and other dried meats are fantastic, protein-rich travel snacks that are totally TSA compliant. Hard, aged salamis and pepperonis also work. If you want to bring cooked meat, make sure it's as dry as possible and wrap it securely. And here's a pro tip. It's always better to assemble sandwiches at home. A pre-made sandwich is a solid meal, even with mustard inside, but a separate container of mustard is a liquid. And be extra careful with international travel. Most countries will confiscate nearly all fresh meat and produce at customs. Number 7. Canned foods and jarred sauces. This one feels backwards to a lot of people. It's factory sealed, so it should be safe, right? Wrong. The TSA's issue isn't the can, it's what's inside. The liquid in most canned goods, like the syrup in canned fruit or the broth in a can of tuna, violates the 3-1-1 rule if the can is bigger than 3.4 ounces. The problem, you pack a can of your favorite chili, thinking it's a solid sealed unit, but the X-ray can't see through metal well and detects liquid inside. That makes the whole can a problem for your carry-on. Being factory sealed doesn't matter. The rule applies to the contents volume, and most cans exceed 3.4 ounces. Tiny cans under 3.4 ounces may pass, but it's a gamble. The smart alternative. Your best bet is to pack it in your checked luggage, where the liquid rules don't apply, or ship it ahead to your destination. For a soup-like fix on the plane, bring powdered soup mixes or bouillon cubes. Just ask the flight attendant for hot water, and you've got a warm meal without breaking any rules. All right, we're halfway through, and I bet you're already feeling more confident about your next airport trip. If these tips are saving you from future snack tragedies, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post travel hack videos like this all the time, and you won't want to miss what's coming up. Now, what's the most ridiculous food item you've had taken by the TSA? Drop it in the comments below. Let's get back to the list. Number 6. Jams, jellies, and honey. Here we are again in the land of the spreadables. Just like peanut butter, these sweet souvenirs are considered gels. That beautiful jar of artisan strawberry jam or local honey you grabbed on vacation is absolutely subject to the 311 liquid rule. A standard jar is almost always way over the 3.4 ounce limit, making it a guaranteed loss in your carry-on. The problem. Most people buy these as gifts and don't even think of them as liquids. It's truly painful to watch that expensive local honey you were so excited about get tossed in the bin like it's a bottle of shampoo. It doesn't matter how thick it is. If you can spread it, it fails the test. The smart alternative. If you need a sweet fix on the go, the solution is simple. Individual, travel-size packets. Many brands sell honey and jam in small packets well under the limit. You can pack as many of these as will fit in your quart-size bag. Or, ditch the spreads and go for solid sweet snacks like dried fruit or a granola bar. If you bought a big jar as a souvenir, your only safe options are to put it in your checked luggage or ship it home. Number 5. Soft cheeses and spreadable dairy. This is a big one and causes major confusion. The rule is actually simple. Solid cheese is fine, but soft, spreadable cheese is a liquid. A hard block of cheddar or a slice of Swiss is a solid food and can be brought in any quantity. But things like cream cheese, brie, blue cheese, and soft goat cheese are all classified as gels or pastes. The problem. You've packed a gorgeous wheel of brie to enjoy with crackers at your destination. But at security, the agent informs you that because you can spread it, it's a liquid. The whole wheel, which is obviously over 3.4 ounces, is confiscated. This rule has gotten even stricter, with travelers reporting that feta cheese was tossed simply because it was packed in brine. The cheese was solid, but the liquid made the whole package a no-go. The smart alternative. Stick to hard cheeses. Cheddar, Parmesan, Gouda, and other firm types are your best friends for air travel. They are undeniably solid and won't cause issues. String cheese is another fantastic TSA-friendly option. If you're craving a creamy texture, bring a hard cheese and some single-serving packets of hummus that are under the 3.4 ounce limit. It's the best of both worlds. Number 4. Fresh fruits and vegetables. This one comes with a huge asterisk. The rules are totally different for domestic versus international flights. For flights within the mainland US, fresh fruits and vegetables are generally allowed in your carry-on. The problem. The real issue is when you travel internationally or to US territories like Hawaii and Puerto Rico. Most countries, including the US, have strict agricultural rules to prevent the spread of invasive pests. That apple you saved for a snack on your flight home from another country could get you pulled aside by Customs and Border Protection, not the TSA, and even led to a hefty fine. The smart alternative, the safest bet, especially for international travel, is to choose dried fruits and veggies. Apple chips, banana chips, and raisins are all excellent non-perishable options. If you're flying domestically and want fresh produce, make sure it's clean and consider slicing it for easy inspection. And always eat or toss any fresh produce before going through customs when you land in a new country. Number 3. Yogurt, pudding, and gel-like foods, like hummus. This category is probably responsible for more confiscated snacks than any other. Yogurt, pudding, applesauce, and hummus are classic examples of foods that travelers think are fine but are textbook gels to the TSA. Their texture automatically triggers a flag if the container is larger than 3.4 ounces. To an agent, there is no difference between a 6-ounce cup of Greek yogurt and a 6-ounce bottle of lotion. Both are gels over the limit, and both will be confiscated. The problem: you packed a healthy yogurt for an early flight. It's a normal single-serving container, but it's 5.3 ounces, well over the limit. It doesn't matter that it's sealed. The rule is about the container's potential volume, not how much is inside it. It's not making it past the checkpoint. This is incredibly frustrating for travelers who rely on these for a quick, healthy meal. The smart alternative. The alternatives here are all about finding a solid substitute. Protein bars, granola bars, hard-boiled eggs, and nuts are all fantastic high-protein solid options. If you absolutely must have your yogurt or hummus, you either have to find it in a container that's 3.4 ounces or smaller, or just buy it after you pass security. Airport convenience stores sell these for exactly that reason. Number 2, nut butters and spreads like peanut butter. The classic, the one that has been enraging travelers for years. It feels solid, doesn't it? But to the TSA, peanut butter, almond butter, Nutella, and any similar spread is a paste. And what are pastes? Subject to the 3-1-1 liquid rule. A standard jar of peanut butter is usually 16 ounces, which means it has a 0% chance of making it through security in your carry-on. The problem: you made the smart choice to bring a jar of peanut butter and some bread to save money. You get to security and the agent pulls it out. You argue, but it's a solid. The agent simply says, it's spreadable, and into the bin it goes. This is one of the most commonly confiscated foods because calling it a liquid is so counterintuitive. The smart alternative. Luckily, the food industry has caught on. You can now buy single-serving squeeze packs of almost any nut butter. These packets are usually around 1.15 ounces, well under the limit, making them perfectly fine. Bring a few of them in your liquids bag. The other, even simpler alternative, just bring whole nuts. Almonds and peanuts give you the same flavor and protein with zero risk. And finally, number 1, soups, broths, sauces, and gravy. And here we are, at the number 1 most confiscated food. This one should be obvious, but it catches people all the time, especially with leftovers. We're talking soups, broths, sauces, salsas, and gravy. Of course, a can of chicken noodle soup is a liquid, but where people really get tripped up is with thick stews or creamy leftovers from last night's dinner. The problem: you packed last night's delicious thick beef stew in a container, thinking it was more solid than liquid. Or you have a thermos of creamy tomato soup. In the eyes of the TSA, both are liquids, and if the container is larger than 3.4 ounces, it is not getting on that plane. Even freezing your soup is a risky move. The second it starts to thaw and any liquid is present, it will be confiscated, and agents are trained to look for this. If it pours, even slightly, it's treated like shampoo. The smart alternative. For a warm, savory meal, the best TSA-proof alternative is using freeze-dried meals or powdered soup mixes. Brands like Lipton or even ramen noodle cups, without the water, are totally fine. Once you're through security, just ask a flight attendant or any coffee shop for a cup of hot water, and you have an instant meal. It's the ultimate way to beat the system and enjoy a satisfying meal at 30,000 feet. So there you have it, the top 10 foods that will get you flagged at the TSA checkpoint today. The key takeaway is simple. The TSA thinks in terms of solids versus things you can spread, spill, or pour. If it's a solid, you're almost always safe. If it's a liquid, gel, or paste, it must obey the 3-1-1 rule, 3.4-ounce containers in your single quart-sized bag. By understanding this and using the smart alternatives we talked about, like swapping yogurt for a protein bar, a jar of peanut butter for single-serve packs, or canned soup for a powdered mix, you can pack your carry-on with total confidence. You'll no longer have to worry about your snacks ending up in the trash, and you'll save a ton of money by avoiding overpriced airport food. At the airport, solid wins, spreadable loses, pack smart. What's your go-to TSA-friendly snack for a long flight? Share your best ideas in the comments below to help out other travelers in our community. And if this guide helped you, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any travel updates.